What's up my friends, it's Mike again, glad to have you guys back. In this video, I'm going to show you my ultimate dream setup version 4. So it's been a whole year since I shared my desk setup on YouTube, and a lot has changed since then. I actually gave my desk setup that I was using before to my video editor who's working out of another room, and because of that, I got another chance to design and build a whole new setup for myself. I'm super excited to share with you guys how I redesigned the room, how the space has evolved to be used for different purposes, and all the upgrades and new tools that I use as a full-time creator on YouTube and Instagram. So building this setup took around 6 months to get right, so hopefully this video will give you guys some good inspiration and useful ideas to improve your setup as well. Also, if you haven't already yet, remember to like and subscribe as that really helps the channel out. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So after I moved my desk setup out of the room and moved the couch in, I really liked how it looked there. And we also used it as a projector setup to watch movies and relax during breaks. So those are the two elements that I really enjoyed using, and we're going to keep that there permanently. So for this setup, we're using the other side of the room. Now this wall is very boring, it is plain white, and it's kind of weird. I had no idea what these ledges were for and what to do with them, so this was quite an interesting design challenge for me. So my plan for the setup this time is to make a light themed space, because I think working in a bright environment gives me energy throughout the day. Also, one of you guys asked me to make a lighter tone setup, and this was a great opportunity to do that. So yeah, challenge accepted. I played around with the colors, and it did take a bit of time to learn how to edit in Photoshop, but I finally managed to make it work, and I gotta say it's so much easier visualizing the design using a program like this. So after hours of testing out what looks best, I found 3 areas on the wall that I can do something with to improve the look while keeping an empty section to use a projector on. So what I finally decided on is that I can paint this bottom part and it can act as an accent color to the white walls in the room. And then we can add some slat panels on top to add some natural feels with the wood look. And finally, we're gonna add some shelving on the side to make the best use of the space. For the paint, I went with a dark green color called Hidden Falls from Benjamin Moore. It's actually the same color as my own special edition desk pad, which I'll talk about more later on. I've always loved this green color as it reminds me of nature, and I think having this color around in the room gives a very calming, refreshing, and even energizing effect. Usually I place plants around the room to try to get this effect, but I think this paint color does the job very nicely. And I think it will help the room look a bit more manly as well, not that I need to be more manly. It's just that when I think of an all light colored room, it could lean more on the feminine side. So I'm very glad I went with this color because it looks very bold and modern. Moving along, we're going to be using the slat panels from Andor Willow. These panels are awesome to use, they come in the box fully assembled, and all you gotta do is to cut it down to size. We chose to get the oak slats, and the warm tone of the wood contrasted with the black felt behind it just makes it look so elegant. As always, I got my boys to help out, and it's our second time installing panels like this. So this time around, it took a lot less time to measure and cut the panels down to the right length. For this build, we had to get 4 boxes, and there are 2 panels in each box, so there are 8 panels to cut. This process only took around an hour to complete, and I'm really glad that I still have all 10 fingers on my hands. Anyways, we also ordered this piece that fits at the end of the panels. The piece has veneer both on top and on the side, so when you view the wall from the side, it looks extra good. So installing the panels were a lot easier this time, and that's because we borrowed my friend's nail gun. We put the nails right in between the slats and put at least 6 nails in each panel to secure it to the wall. Now, here's a tip for you guys. When installing the panels, make sure to take a step back and look at the wall as a whole. Here is where you can see if there's something messed up, which we did mess up, because the panels weren't completely straight, and with these vertical slats, it's very obvious, even if it's slightly off. The good thing is that we caught it early, and the nails were very easy to take out for us to reposition the panels. All is not lost. So we just made sure to level everything as we moved on, and it was smooth sailing from there. I love how these panels seamlessly slide in and fit to one another, and it's quite amazing what a visual difference these panels make. Building something like this takes a lot of patience, but it's super satisfying when we cut the panels correctly and got them to fit in these tricky spots to complete the whole wall. We measured twice from the right spot this time. If you know, you know. It really felt like this was a whole art project, and I'm glad it turned out so well. So shout out to my friends for helping me out, these guys are the best. I hope one day when they find a girlfriend, they'll still have time to do things like this with me, because I really need the free labor. Okay, so after all that's done, we're gonna move on to the desk setup. So for the desk, I'm using the Ergonoffice Sway standing desk.
The desktop is 60 inches wide by 30 inches deep. It's made out of solid Canadian maple, and it's handcrafted in Montreal, so it's like a work of art, and I just love how it looks. The useful thing is that they've updated the integrated touch interface, and I can now easily swipe up or down to make it go to my pre-saved sitting and standing heights. The desk moves super quickly and quietly, and as a content creator, I find that I use the standing position quite a bit when I do my voiceovers. It just feels a lot better speaking while standing. I found that the desk is also super sturdy and stable. It can hold up to 360 pounds and even support me doing some push-ups on it from time to time, and it's actually quite a nice stretch on the shoulders from sitting so long every day. The other cool feature is that you can set reminders in the desk to move up and down, and you can save the pre-saved height settings for up to 4 users. I've also installed casters underneath the desk, and this works great for cable management because I can simply just pull out the desk to get access to the cables behind.
And next, to protect this beautiful solid wood desk, I have my desk mat over here. So this is my own desk pad that I partnered with GroveMade to make. It has my logo and name lasered right onto the desk pad. So this is like my favorite green. It's very dark, it's very bold, and it's actually the same green that I chose for the wall colors. And I love using this material. It's super easy to maintain, it's super durable, scratch resistant, fingerprint resistant, so it's very low maintenance. So the desk pad was a limited run before, but I'm happy to tell you guys that it's actually available to purchase indefinitely now. And it actually comes in 2 sizes, the small size and the medium plus that we had before. So in this setup, we're using the small one so that it doesn't cover up the desk too much. And as for the keyboard and mouse, I'm using the Logitech MX Mechanical Mini. This is the one made just for Mac. So it comes in a white theme, which I think looks absolutely gorgeous. And it uses brown switches, so you get that tactile feeling while typing. And of course, I paired it with the MX Master 3S in the white version to match everything else. This mouse feels really good in the hand. I usually use this mouse 90% of the time when I'm editing photos for general use. I can get to things really quickly and point and click kind of thing. However, for video editing, I'm using the MX Ergo over here. This thing is 4 years old. I've used it ever since I started my channel, and for video editing, it just feels a lot better because when you use it, it's planted in the same place. You don't have to move your wrist, and using the trackball to move, you can just get really precise movements. So in videos, you can cut really precisely and move to like individual frames and all that. And the main reason why I always use Logitech products is because you can customize almost every single button. So on the MX Ergo, I got the blade, I got the pen, I got the cuts all right on my fingertips, so I don't have to move my hands from the mouse to the keyboard. So when I'm editing, it saves a lot of time. And the other really cool thing that I've been using for the past 9 months is this Monogram Creative Console. The cool thing about this is that you can actually take it apart and it's all modular. It comes in different pieces and you can build it any way you like, and it's really addicting to keep changing it. But the cool thing is that I use this for video editing, and you can assign almost any function to any button. So in Final Cut Pro, I love using these dials because I've assigned it to different things. And for this button, I've assigned it to scale in and out, so I can zoom in and out really quickly without like pressing into the settings and sliding it. And for the second dial, I've assigned it to move the image horizontally, and then the third, I can move it vertically. And if I want to reset what I did, I can just press it and it resets to the original position. And the really cool thing is that you can push and turn at the same time. So for the one that I have set on zoom, I can press and turn to rotate the whole image. Because what I really liked about this tool is that you kind of develop muscle memory, so I don't have to look at it. My hand just automatically goes to the dial and I know what it does. So using this was a game changer for my video editing. It just makes it that much more efficient. And when I'm going out with just the laptop, sometimes I don't want to take the whole thing with me, so I just break it down into this component and just take this with me when I'm out and about to edit, and it's so compact. So I really like the modularity of this. And the other really cool tool that I've been using is this numpad over here. This is the one from Everglide. I think it's the SK21. It has hot swappable switches. It's wireless and that is very high quality. This is made of full aluminum as well. So it's quite heavy and it looks great on the desk. And it also lights up. It has lights on the front and it has lights from the side as well. So that's really cool if you're into an RGB setup. I usually turn all the lights off to save battery. And for the switches, I'm using Everglide's Aqua King V3 linear switches. They sound amazing. Moving along, the thing that I do use quite a bit is this Wave XLR mic interface. So what I love about this little thing over here is that the cables are actually connected to the back so that you can't really see it, and it keeps your desk clean. And it also has this dial over here, which is very useful. So you can set your mic input gain and if you press on it, you can set your headphone volume, and if you press it one more time, you can control the crossfade between your PC and your mic mix. And if you hold the dial down, you can actually turn on and off the phantom power. And the cool thing is that it actually has a touch button on the back where you press it and you can activate the mute. And the mic that I got connected to it is the Wave DX over here. It's connected to this low profile mic arm that's made by Elgato as well. And I love this thing because, you know, when you move it around, it misses everything underneath, so I can still use this desk space. And it's not like the other mic arms, which is like a crane on your desk. It's really tall and not that good looking. This looks great on my desk. I can just hide it just like that, so it's really versatile. And if you're wondering what it sounds like,
This is what it sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is what the Wave DX sounds like. Again, it's connected with the Wave XLR, and this mic is pretty good. So let me know in the comments how you like the sound of this mic. And if you like what you're seeing in the video so far and find this helpful, remember to like and subscribe.
And next, the other thing that I really enjoy using on my desk is this wireless charging pad over here. So this is the Nomad Base 1 Max. It has a MagSafe charger on it, and it charges up to 15 watts, so pretty fast. And the cool thing about it is that it's super heavy, so when I lift it off, it doesn't move at all. And this part is actually made of glass, and when you put your watch on here, this is a soft surface. And so when I leave the desk, both my watch and phone are usually at 100%, always charged, so that I don't have that battery anxiety. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, I always like to keep my desk clean, so when I'm not using a lot of stuff, I like to organize it under this desk shelf. And this actually keeps a lot of things for me. So with this, it hides the tools and SSDs over here, so it's always within reach. My highlighters, AirPods, and my knives and stuff. So this shelf is really useful, and it also hides a lot of cables in the back, so visually when I'm looking at it, I can't see any cables, which is awesome. So this is the Grove-made desk shelf, and this is actually the medium-sized one. I had the longer one before, and I think it would go up till here, but I got the medium-sized one for this setup because I wanted really big speakers. Because in my last setup, I had really tiny ones, so I wanted to have really nice sounding speakers this time. And I ended up getting the Kanto Tux. So these speakers, not only does it look good, it's actually really expensive as well. I'm a person who really likes to listen to music while I'm filming and while I'm doing other things. So getting these speakers were a big investment, but I think it's gonna pay off over time. So the Kanto Tux look really cool and really modern, and it has this matte finish look, which matches perfectly with the desk shelf. That's another reason why I got it. But the coolest thing about it is actually this part over here. So this is where the AMT tweeters are. And AMT stands for Air Motion Transformers. And if you don't know what that means, I don't really know either. So it's supposed to move air more efficiently or move air better so that the high sounds really good, really accurate, really clear, because the bass sounds really deep as well without being muddy, and overall it has a very clear and accurate sound, which is very important for me as a video editor. Although the Kanto Tux have a built-in DAC and headphone amp, I like using the Topping DX3 Pro Plus instead. I used it on my previous speakers as well, and I think it makes anything that you plug in sound that much better. For the headphones, I'm using the Hi-Fi Man Edition XS. This is my favorite pair of headphones, and I think it sounds even better than the Kanto Tux speakers. I usually use the headphones a lot when I'm finalizing the sound in my videos. And next, we are using the Logitech 4K Pro webcam over here. So the main reason why I wanted to use this wall to put my desk here was that if I'm in a meeting or anything, the webcam will be facing the nice feature wall, and it will be all nice looking, and people in my meetings would be like, whoa, nice room. Anyways, there's quite a lot of stuff on my desk, and if you're wondering where it's all connected to, it's actually all connected to this thing, the CalDigit T3 Plus. So this I've been using for like almost a year and a half. It's awesome. It has so many connections in the back. You can plug a lot of things in. The most important part is actually this SD card. So when I offload my content, I usually just plug it in here. It's very easy, very accessible. And I love how it just lives under the desk shelf inside here and not anywhere else on the desk. I've connected my laptop to the dock using a active Thunderbolt 4 cable, and it lives over there. So my laptop is actually over here, separate from the desk, so that I can have more desk space. So this is the MacBook M1 Max, and I've been using it for a year, and it's been one of my best investments so far because it can edit 4K videos very quickly. The only thing that I kind of regret is getting 1 terabyte storage. I should have got the 6 or 8 terabyte, because when I'm editing, when I'm out, I still have to use those external SSDs, which is not the best, because if I got more storage, I can edit straight from the laptop. Anyways, to make up for the lack of storage, I did get this G-Raid shuttle by SanDisk over here. So this was quite an investment, and it houses
inches for 6TB drives, so that's like almost 24 terabytes. So that's a lot of space, and the cool thing is that it's actually in a RAID 5 configuration. So if any one of the drives fail, I can just insert a new one in and it will magically restore everything. I've got it connected to here as well directly. So the write speeds are up to 650 megabytes per second, and that's more than enough for editing in 4K. So I really enjoy using that. And right beside it, I actually have a power backup. So everything on the desk, the laptop computer storage is connected to this thing, and it's also connected to my modem and router as well. So the whole point of using a power backup is that if the power somehow goes out or if there's a power surge, it can keep everything running. So the plug is actually back here like this, right? So if I pull it out, everything's still running. See, it's still on, and it will tell you how many minutes that you can still use it for. So if there's a power surge or a power outage, it's gonna protect all of your equipment. Anyways, for my chair, I'm actually still using my Logitech Embody chair, which I've been using for 2 years now. And I gotta say, I've tried many chairs in the past, and I've always come back to this one. Although it's very expensive, it's definitely worth the investment. The seat is just very comfortable to sit in. I can sit for long periods of time and not feel any fatigue on my butt. So I really enjoy that. And it also has a lot of other settings. You can recline and stuff, and got these armrests. So it's very adjustable and it looks great. If only the back color was black or green to match the setup, but no regrets here. The other thing is that the chair goes low enough and the desk goes low enough, so again, I don't need a footrest, and everything is like simplified. So I haven't been using the footrest that I had before. And moving along, to further personalize the room, I did add a few things here and there to make it look better. So first is over here, we have the plant and the light. This light I've been using for almost all my videos, and it's like a candle light. It kind of just glows and gives an orange accent to the green. This cabinet I've been using for a long time as well. This is the IKEA Alex. It used to be all white, and I actually painted it green. So at first I did have to paint a primer on it, a shellac based primer, and then I painted it green so that it can match the wall, because I didn't want this to be all white and block out the wall that I put so much effort into painting. So I thought that was a pretty cool DIY thing. And next, we did add in some shelves over here. So instead of a blank wall, we have some decor now. And these are the shelves from Grovemade. They were pretty easy to install, and this part actually slides into these two cork things over here. And this is made of maple as well to match everything else. So on the shelf, I have my YouTube plaque, and then I have my Grid Studio frame with the MW logo inside it. They make really cool artwork of devices, and it has like an explosive view so you can see all the little components and everything. So that's really cool. And over here, I have the headphones that I use, and eventually I do want to make like a headphone rack thing over here that I can hang all my headphones here, because in the past I did do a lot of headphone and audio review, and I might get back into that later. And down over here, I have my poster that I had on my wall before. This is the metal one. And I just have it on this ledge over here, and my books, which are color coordinated to look better. It's easy to reach, and I read a lot of books, so it's just gonna keep piling. And I think that's just a really good space to put books. And next, moving to the coolest part of the room, or my most favorite part of the room, I guess, is this living room. So this is where I relax and watch movies, and it's the whole reason why we left this side of the wall blank. So I have my projector over here. This is the XGME Horizon Pro. I think this is one of the best 4K projectors out there, and in the office we use it a lot to watch movies, and actually we do a lot of meetings here as well, because I actually have it connected to my Apple TV. And so when the guys are here and we're brainstorming video ideas, we have Notion AirPlayed up to the screen over there, and someone will take notes while we walk around and just spit out random ideas and stuff, and so we can all see it all at the same time. So I think this space is quite important, because as a video editor and a content creator, it gets really stressful and my brain kind of burns out a lot very quickly. So it's nice to sit on the couch and just relax, watch TV, or take a nap, or play guitar just to relieve some stress, get your mind focused onto something else so that your subconsciousness can work on the real work somehow. Anyways, the next cool thing is the lighting in the room. So what I have done is that I've been using all LifeX lights for the ceiling and light behind my monitor. So it's all automated and connected to Alexa. So if I say, Alexa, power off, it'll all turn off. Alexa, power on. It's like magic. And when we're using the projector, I can say projector mode, and it will turn off
these lights over here closest to the projection wall and dim these lights over here, so it gets us a better view of the projector. And the reason why I keep using LifeX bulbs is because it's super bright. It has 1100 lumens, and the most important part is that when we're filming, whether it's desk setup or doing living room setup or whatever, in this space the lights do not flicker, so it doesn't show up on the screen. And the other really cool thing that I did to personalize my room is that I've actually been working on a desktop wallpaper with a designer and designed this Mike Watt wallpaper over here. It's very cool. It changes the entire look of the setup, and I mean, like, changing your wallpaper really makes a difference in any setup, so I like designing wallpapers. It's really fun. And this one just says simplify, because that's what I try to do, simplify it and enjoy every day. That's what I always say in my videos. And if you want to download the wallpapers that I've been using, including this one, I'll put links in the description below for you to download and use for yourself.
Moving along, the other thing that makes a huge difference is cable management. When I first built my desk, I actually liked the wires hanging out for a while because I changed the position of my desk accessories so often. However, it just doesn't look the best. Now, I'm using the cable management solution from Ergonomist. It's made specifically for this desk, and I think I mastered the simplest way to do this. All I did was to grab all the cables, bunch them up, and secure them all with a reusable zip tie. And then I used a few more cable ties here and there to make sure nothing is showing from the bottom of the rack. I also put a cable tie here to secure my power cord and active Thunderbolt 4 cable so that they can move freely up and down with the standing desk. It's really the little things like this that makes the entire setup tidy and organized. So if this is something you haven't worked on yet, it's definitely worth investing the 10 or 20 minutes to hide your cables. I think it makes a massive improvement for most setups. So here is the evolution of this room. It went from a pretty bland and boring room into a multifunctional space that I can enjoy working and relaxing in.
Also, if you've been following my previous desk setup videos, I hope you like seeing the evolution of each one. Everything that you saw in this setup has been 6 years in the making. When I first started, I had a very budget setup, and each year I constantly refined the space by upgrading, removing, and moving things around to better match my personality and work requirements. So that evolution has grown to the setup that I have today, which I'm very fortunate to have, but also worked very hard for. So if you're interested to improve your own setup, I'd follow people on YouTube and Instagram who has a design or a setup style that you like, so you can take the best parts from their setup and implement them into your own. So that's why you should like and subscribe to my channel, as well as I'll be making a lot more desk setup content and tech videos on how to improve your room. And if you're still watching right now, thank you so much for supporting my videos and watching till the end. Make sure you drop a water wave emoji in the comments below to let me know that you watched up till this point. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye!